Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Pearl Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero of Psych Defender of the Fatherland of it, riveting and amazing 1v1 here on Bocage. In the north, that is Major Kusanagi, funding Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the second Panzer Division here with Jaeger Infantry, Truppen and Mechanized. In the south, it is Skeletron. Fighting for America, freedom, democracy, as always, with Mechanized, featuring the Mechanized groups, 76 Sherman, Mortar Half-Tracks, Cavalry Riflemen, and Combined Arms, a Rifleman Dodge Truck Start here versus Double Grenadiers for Kusanagi. As always, a big hearty thank to my patrons reporters who keep the programs running, supporting the effort there with their Patreon pledges. So big thanks to every single one of those. Other people, John, thanks by Patreon themselves. Links are in the video description. So, off to this guy here, Kusanagi with an infantry heavy start, no machine guns to backing up here against any vicious American attacks. We got the Dodge racing forward C, can of course grab points in the early game and then later on be upgraded with a 50 cal. And transport troops, quite flexible, and even later on you can mark targets with it, you can call in artillery with it. Ralph's coming with that eastern viewpoint westwards, racing wing up here steadily, and a third grenade squad of Kusanagi. Out of his three commanders, probably not Ostrom, could be Jaeger Infantry, could be Mechanized. He's out there, steady progress here for Skeletron. Ralph's squad moves on, Dark Truck continues to grab points. Moving up westwards here with the 2nd Panzer Division, 8th Panzer Grenadier Company. There's some sneaking about here, east side there, whoops. Ralph's squad moving up, there go, first shots fired here, close to the 2-minute mark here. Kusanagi's Grenadier spots the echelons of the reasons here. Quickly hightail out of there, the M1 carbines. Absolutely no match for that many grenadiers with Kar 98Ks. In theory, like up close and heavy cover, the grenadiers which charge them. The reasons active a chance, but out in the open versus two grenadier squads, their chances of winning is pretty much next to slim. There we go. Ralph's squad moving in to assist. Kusanagi forced to fall back a bit. He's got a 4th grenadier squad on the way here. Going for a full-on heavy infantry build here. May see some MD-42s later on though. Typically some Wehrmacht players will go for a lot of grenadiers early on, but still later on add in the machine gun. So, I imagine that's what Kusanagi does, but he could surprise us, but just never bothering with the MD-42. Dodge truck getting the 5th car, they're mounted on the back, Pioneers moving forwards. Westwards here, Ralph coming back, Grenadiers telling moving forwards here for Kusanagi. Pearson's heading westwards there, Ralph's holding back. I imagine Kusanagi's next move will be to take up. He may not be in a direct rush here versus Skeletron. And Skeletron is about to charge in the center. They got Pioneers. They're trying to get up close again into the heavy cover position, get that way flank the Grenadiers. See an ultimate from the other side. But in this case, though, there's simply too many Grenadiers in the center of Skeletron, I think, to easily and comfortably deal with using what forces he's got currently. Lieutenant out there. Skeletron is one of those players who likes to attack fast, as the Americans go for a pretty fast lieutenant here. Kusanagi, meanwhile, moving up his large contingent of Grenadiers here, forming up a fairly tough position to deal with without heavier firepower like 50 cals or maybe a mortar here from Skeletron. But so far, he has neither of these elements here, and so Kusanagi will continue his advance here for the fatherland here. 2nd Panzer Division launches a pretty brutalist assault. Ralph's squad here also retreating. Not in a bad condition, but the thing to note, of course, was the Germans were pretty much covering any retreat path they could realistically make, so if he stuck around for too long, there's a chance he could have suffered a wipe there. So Skeletron there made the smart decision, just retreat on the spot. That's also something to keep in mind, you know, how main engagement actually go for you if you stick around for too long. So, tech there for Kusanagi slowly happening. Pioneers busy with some sandbags, I imagine. Yep, gonna need to continue to find it. The pressure in the carve point. We got Cavalry Riflemen for Skeletron. He's a big fan of those. Adding the Thompson upgrade there to go along with the M3 grease guns. So, cool, because it looked like a grease gun back then. Ralph's got Lieutenant going for the Grenadiers. Dart right there, knocked out, though, got ripped apart there by bolt action rifle fire. Pretty good kill there for Kusanagi. Skeletron got to a confident. West side, the reasons they're going for western fuel point and could deny Kusanagi access to his fuel, though. He's technically doing the same here to Skeletron here, so in fact, here we can see the Grenadiers may have stuck around possibly for too long. In this case, does not happen. Actually gets a wipe in on his Grenadiers there. Lucky there for Kusanagi, and less so for Skeletron. Close call, though, close call. Cavalry riflemen up there again with a mix of Thompsons and grease guns. Ambulance there for Skeletron. The grease gun was basically the United States Army move to make a cheaper and easier to make submachine gun than the Thompson, which was also lighter. So little fun fact there. Jason's falling back there in the west. Bunker up there for Kusanagi. Some of those gunners in particular have seen some pretty harsh battles there, and I'm dying, needed some healing. No like to make a nice comedy yet for Kusanagi. Meanwhile, though, Skeletron is taking advantage of the complete route here from Kusanagi to just swiftly advance up the entire field here. Good map control here from Skeletron. Thumbs up. And ambulance out here. Probably going to be seeing a Stuart light tank in the near future here for Skeletron. I mean, he's very, very close to that. Like to make a nice company for Kusanagi. Gun is reinforcing. We do get Jaeger Infantry with the ambush training, Jaeger light infantry upgrades, Jaeger command squads, light artillery barrages, and the Stuka anti-tank strafe. Grand Western Bomber, the Grenadier armored car for Kusanagi, the leichte Panzerspielwagen, Sonderkraftfahrzeug 222. Cavalry rifle there remaining in position with their grease guns and Thompsons. Armor columns down there. Grenadiers heading eastwards. Cavalry rifle there about to surprise them. Go. A lot of firepower there against the Grenadiers. And ripping through them in a matter of moments. Going in against the Grenadiers, you need to be careful of cavalry, in fact, about to get wiped out here by all the men under Kusanagi's command. Armored car out's going to need a pack for to help deal with that Stuart. No, goes for the MD-32 now. I mean, that's technically not bad, but if you sort of look at timing and also the resource and map control flow here, I think it should be fairly expected for Kusanagi if you get hit by a Stuart light tank very soon. He'll probably want a pack 4 to deal with that. I mean, technically he could deal with it using just Panzerfaust and the 222, but that's typically quite the task. Very big task. Not impossible, but it's going to require an awful lot of things to go right. And there you go. Cancel machine gun upon sight of the Stuart. Goes for the pack 40 instead. And there you go. Going to stuck around for too long, partly to get off the Panzerfaust. It does take a bit of while for the fire. And there you go. Easy wipe here from Skeletron. I imagine Kusanagi will replace some of the command squad, get a 5-man squad with 3 G43s. That is obviously quite good. It obviously would have been preferable for Kusanagi had he not lost those Grenadiers. But there you go. Still quickly being fixed up, which further just, you know, slightly undercuts the value of that Panzerfaust. I mean, it can quickly be, you know, fixed up with the vehicle crew there. So that's always the thing to your versus the Americans. Like, you know, if you do pop a snare like that, you know, are you at risk of losing a unit? And if you are, like, you know, is it going to be worth it? Because remember, in most cases, unless you got more firepower coming in, they're quickly going to fix the damage. Like, it took him less than 10 seconds there probably to fix the Stuart up. And it just cost him like 240 manpower and 25 munitions for that. That's, I think, in most respects, not quite worth it. So there you go. Pack 40 out there. The Panzer Abwehrkanone in there for Kusanagi. Main anti-tank gun of the late war German army, though not all would have access to it. Some would actually still make do with a Pack 38, for example, or converted Soviet CIS guns. Stuff like that as well. Cavalry rifle moving forwards here, Stuart moving forwards. Well, there you go, good shot from that Pack 40 in the Stuart light tank. Punches a great big hole into it. Cavalry rifle going straight for the command squad. Armor car ripping into the gun, with the counter return here. Quite some fierce fighting here out in the open. 3 men left on the cavalry rifle, closing in Metty 2 here, but they are ultimately pushed back in a flurry of bullets, death, and insults. Stuart need repairs here. And he's reinforcing healing here. Of course, the pack would be mounted on a variety of vehicles like tank destroyers. Marder Fleeces, I believe, is amongst those who sort of wheel the Pack 40, and later on they would actually start mounting them on their half-tracks. First case was actually on the series of converted French armoured half-tracks for the 21st Panzer Division in Normandy. Well, technically there was another unit before that. And later on the 251-23 medium half-track would also mount the Pack 40 on them. In fact, I believe it would maybe priority for German industry to produce those half-tracks. So, little fun fact there. Route squad coming up here, pushing against Grenadiers here. Forcing them back. Grabbing the car front here. Stuart racing in with, of course, cavalry rifle in tow for Skeletron. Still some time to go. He's got weapon racks up, though. And grenades. Skeletron is just leveraging all of his advantage so far to just apply more global upgrades here versus Kusanagi. That is definitely going to make things tough. And there you go, grenade off. And we see another wipe on Kusanagi here from Skeletron. Another stinging blow there. Great kill there for Skeletron. Quite the slam there against Kusanagi. He is starting to upgrade some of his guns with G43s, which is great, but he's going to need more tools here to really hit back. He's going for the machine gun. Finally, honestly. And certainly against a player like Skeletron, not having an MG42 certainly has its dangers. He's also taking a fighting position about the carve point, looking to make it harder for Kusanagi to just make those pushes on the carve point, and that way disrupt Skeletron's economy. Definitely not a bad idea. Also got a 50 cal out here, obviously, so again, another incentive for Kusanagi to go for, and particularly going to go for Jaeger Infantry anyways. Yeah, MG42s with ambush camouflage are quite handy. Good shot from that power forward here, 2-2 spotting for the Panzer Mechanized. Jaeger Commander going for the eastern fuel point, cavalry rifle there forced back, and the center got the 5th coming forwards, going to be flanking them in. Certainly got riflemen here with BARs flanking on the Grenadiers. They're going to have to retreat or they're going to get murdered. In fact, at this point, they may still get murdered because there's a lot of barred up riflemen. And there's the 5th cal covering them in retreat as well here. So, looks like there's a bit of luck there for Kusanagi. They do avoid getting utterly blasted across the ground in the entirety. But, you know, it's still like down to one man. Around these Eastern Pondies, of course, at this point, Skeletron's really starting to like kicking with some of those advantages of the mech. It was like just a bunch of bars. Bunch of grenades and light vehicles, which is sort of kind of difficult to slow down because again they can just quickly repair them up on their own without needing like any additional troops to assist, and of course that can make it go even faster. So definitely a bit of a challenge here for Kusanagi. He needs to like push for some medium armor in the near future, otherwise he's gonna be in a pretty uncomfortable position here as a Skeletron. Pretty uncomfortable. And of course, Skeletron at this rate can actually start pushing it, possibly in armor faster than Kusanagi, so it's definitely somewhat that needs to be done. They're fighting position up here and upgraded with a 5th cal there, grabbing that eastern fuel point. Westwards there we got the routes coming forward to the BARs, and we get another Grenadier squad for Kusanagi. Still needs tech, and honestly a part of me thinks he might be better off with some Panzer Grenadier, but that's just me personally. Now the machine gun might also actually be an idea here, though again, 4 Grenadier squads is also pretty good. Grabbing the eastern fuel point here, not bad. Machine covering the center, no ambush camouflage. Good return here by Skeletron on Kusanagi's fuel and cutoff point. Return the favor to Kusanagi quite swiftly and solidly. G43s with the Ralph Court there in the building. Not the best position for them. I mean, at least they have a BAR, which of course does have decent DPS at a window, but still even then, it's not like a great building for infantry since again, there's just one window. Just popping a grenade over here. There we go. Quickly dodges through though. South here, grabbing us on the fuel point away from the Germans once more. Still an attack for Kusanagi, but Skeletron meanwhile is taking up there. He does not miss the beat there. Thumbs up to him. In fact, we got the Major out already there for Skeletron. Again, Kusanagi, no tier there. So this is great for Skeletron. He's just leading. And he's pressuring his opponent. No, Kusanagi is at least able to bleed out Skeletron here in terms of victory points. That is something that's going right here for Kusanagi. There you go. We also got ambush camouflage on some of his Grenadiers. Very good there. Quick sprint. Gonna go for the ship with the Panthers as well, I guess. So perhaps realize that's not gonna work out anyways. 5th cal routed. Bring up the east side to the cavalry rifleman. Veteran 2. And there you go, Kusanagi taking up. He can still push out some armor faster than Skeletron though. And Skeletron, in fact, looking to leverage some of his early advantages in terms of manpower and smart fighting here into a fuel cache that will help him get more fuel against Kusanagi. Thumbs up there. Definitely think that is a pretty solid choice there. Forcing. Fixing up the armored car here, the 222. Only 3 kills, but it is eventually 2. Obviously, the student has been a great aid here for Skeletron, ensuring that Kusanagi's armored car doesn't get to do too much damage to his infantry. Going to the west side, unupgraded. No ambush camouflage either. They just easy targets here for Skeletron's infantry, who meanwhile can't really do a lot of damage back here, so they really need to retreat soon here. In the center, MG4 total with the lieutenant here. Still not ambush camouflage. Dude moving up here. Pack 40 sword runner serving alongside some Grenadiers. East side there, bit of skirmishing as well here. And we got a second fuel cache here from Skeletron. That definitely feels a bit bold. That's like 500 manpower just on fuel caches. I mean, if the match goes on for long enough, this could become a massive advantage for Skeletron, though. Can't help but feel that is perhaps a bit excessive. But we'll have to see that. I mean, I could be proven wrong with this one. Yeah, command across the raft squad there, pushing them back. Other squad moving forward. See armored car keeping a nice safe distance. So Pomoko got for Kusanagi. Sehr good. Can soon go for Panther 4, though again, Skeletron is definitely looking like he's going to be going for a lot of Shermans, which is very much the American MO for like winning. Go for a lot of tanks. Got the hit they understood, and of course, getting a lot of fuel. Trying to be blasted out in the air with the 222. More fighting positions for Skeletron. Interesting investments there. Interesting. Not quite the side I'm used to seeing a Skeletron. I mean, he's a fairly aggressive player, so, you know, watching stuff like this. I mean, it does kind of make sense, but it's just not what I typically expect out of him. So that's interesting to watch there as well. And there you go. Kusanagi with the Panther 4 is able to get out of tank faster than Skeletron, though Skeletron is not far away from a Sherman. And again, with the fuel caches as they are currently, he's likely in the long run able to churn out a lot more Shermans than Kusanagi, of course, can remotely get out Panther 4s. Of course, he can go for Stooks. But whether or not he goes for the Stooks, of course, is an entirely separate discussion. As always. Quick grenade here against the Lieutenant, the 5th cal here. Almost got the 5th cal, get rid of that, would be great. Pack 40 moving up here, bit awkward, they maybe just gave an attack order. 5th cal there. Does he wipe it? No, he gets away. Really lucky there for Skeletron. Definitely a bit of a pill there to swallow for Kusanagi, with his Panther 4 now is around to the front line. Skeletron is yet to call in Sherman. Steadily pushing forward to the Steward. Now infantry exploiting here in the gap. The confusion, the chaos here in Kusanagi's center here. Good tactical sense here by Skeletron. He's going in forwards, but of course, there is just one particular thing he may not be aware of. One upset ready to really throw him here for curveball, and there you go. That is the Panther 4 there. He does get the 2-2, but a 2-2 for Steward. It's not exactly a great trade-off here. Cav not in the danger zone of getting utterly turned into paste on the fields of Western Europe. We got the 76 much on the way here. The Skeletron anti-tank rifle grenade, though, does damage in the Panther 4, but still could get a wipe here on the Cav Rifleman. Will Fortune smile upon Skeletron once more? The answer to that is indeed yes. They do survive. They do avoid total annihilation at the hands of the Third Reich. Still, we got victory points pretty close here. We got a mortar here for Kusanagi. Not a bad idea or addition. Need to fix up his Panther 4 quickly. Going for the victory point here. Sherman is almost done for Skeletron. Hasn't upgraded the fighting position yet. Mortar's almost done. And as they're pushed back. There we go. Sherman out here for Skeletron. 76mm Sherman. Adding the 50 cal. Here comes Advanced Lieutenant. 50 cal backing up. Charging for freedom and democracy. West side, we got the resistance rifleman up here, pushing for that western fuel point here. Jaeger command got the Chingmechi 2 there. Grenade there goes off, leaving some of them quite dead. Sherman charging into the pack 40 here. Could try for Panther first, obviously, but is also quite hesitant to risk losing the grenadiers, unsurprisingly. Treating these as well here. Lieutenant has the machine gun. Suppressing him. Panther flowing westwards. Grenadier setting up here for Kusanagi and the 2nd Panzer Division. Now the machining gewehr here for Kusanagi to help contain Skeletron's infantry. Definitely not a bad idea. Could start mortaring that 5th cal as well here. Sherman fort, shot bounces off the Panther. Well, that's pretty lucky. Pack also gets a shot through there, cleaving through the Sherman's armor. Almost got the Ralph squad there. There you go. 5th cal under fire from the Granadenwerfer 34. And we got the MD-42 number 2 for Kusanagi almost done. There you go. Wipe there. The re-echelons. Not a huge blow, but nonetheless a blow. In particular with Kusanagi then, say, for example, starts laying down mines, as that could obviously throw a few wrenches under Skeletron's tanks. Meanwhile, on the east side, we've got a nice flank here, realizing Kusanagi's heavily focused water center here. He does swing up, and in this case, unfortunately for him, though, Kusanagi's up infantry, and that was in fact on the right flank there, so that inadvertently kind of didn't work out there for Skeletron there. Panther 4 there knocks out the fighting position. Minor manpower waste there for Skeletron, but supposedly it wasn't upgraded. Of course, there's still one the carve point here, and there's also crucially still the 2 fuel caches, which ensure that Skeletron will still be getting a significantly larger amount of fuel here than his opponent, particularly now the fuel point, at least briefly, has been rendered neutral. You can also see this time around, Kusanagi's laid down some S-mines. He's had enough. Unfortunate for him, though, that the Pioneers, despite having one of them point, kind of didn't count for it, so, you know, that sucks a bit there for him. Great, therefore. Skeletron there goes out charging the Panther 4, damaging the engine. And his Pioneers are busy there. There we go, more Pioneers, thumbs up. He will, of course, need more armor. And Skeletron, of course, is ahead of the curve here with a second 76mm Sherman here versus Kusanagi. So things are definitely a bit awkward here for Kusanagi. He still has a fairly large force. That said, he's very much in the risk zone, soon again just outnumbered by Shermans quite aggressively. Just like the actual Germans. Jaeger Command's going up, Piccaninnies in the centre there, could push more on the west side here. A rifle squad moving up, Sherman on the move here. Shoots, misses the Grenadiers. Good shot from that pack forward right for the front lumber grenade. They're dodged by the Grenadiers. He could sprint and Panzerfaust, but at the same time he doesn't actually have the munitions for it, so if he sprinted he wouldn't be able to get Panzerfaust off anyways. Sherman there, push back, second they're ready. Kusanagi here, his Panther 4's almost good to go. He's going for tier 4 though. That's bold. We got Basil wanting attention. Hello, Basil.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
Yes, Basil. You're an unfortunate kitty, aren't you? Anyway, scout the fighting position here. Rifle squad push back straight on the field point here, but you're going for tier 4 right now. I think is a risky proposition for Kusanagi. Against the opponent who is, you know, going to be churning out a lot of 76mm Shermans. That's going to be a risky proposition here for Kusanagi in a lot of ways, and particularly he's planning for the Panther, which in Companies 2 isn't exactly what I call great. Then he's the wipe with the 76mm Sherman. Great kill here from Skeletron. Definitely another wrench in Kusanagi's plans. He'd honestly be better off just going for Stoogs and that way pushing back on the Shermans. Yes, I'm sorry about Basil. Sometimes he just really, really wants attention, no matter the cost. Panther falling back, return a bit of danger zone here. Grenade on the MD42 almost wiped it out here. More to machine gun for another rifle squad pushing that back. So heavy Panther got for Kusanagi, of course, that's probably with other benefits. Machine guns, Pioneers, Grenadiers, and support weapons are easier to reinforce. Slightly cheaper to reinforce. Not by a lot, but in theory you reinforce enough of them, you do kind of get a benefit. But again, you need to reinforce a lot. I'm guessing it's going to be a Panther trying to tackle all of these 76mm Shermans. The problem is, again, once you get a lot of them, the Panther just isn't too great in comparison. Almost got the Sherman there. Could he finish off? Nope. Didn't get the Panther first off here. Great for Skeletron. Very great for him. From Northern Victory Point, we got 320 to 286. It's probably closing in on a Panther here. He could line down some telemines. Could be a pretty smart idea for Kusanagi. If Skeletron goes for an aggressive Sherman drive there, the telemines could throw a bit of a wrench into those plans and, you know, halt down the Shermans a bit. Panther 4 being pulled back. Veterans 1, 16 kills. Reinforcing. Vessel a bit more calm now. Pioneers falling back. Sherman setting out there. Small infantry force being headed westwards there. He's splitting up his tanks. Kusanagi, meanwhile, is just holding out for a Panther. Charging westwards here. Eastwards there. Cal Rifle and Rifle Squad there backed up. A 5th going to make a push in the Eastern Victory Point here. We've got 320 to 251. Closing on that Panther. Sherman charging in here. Pioneers watching the horror as all their nice laid down mines are completely ruined by those goddamn Americans. But don't tell me, cannon! They're meant to blow off your legs! And now look what you've done! You have no appreciation! It's the art of blowing off legs! This is the Omega Mold saying, now there you go. We did actually have a telemine here though. Thumbs up to Kusanagi. We did have a telemine. It did cost the Gonna do a squat there. We got a Panther. We're gonna need the Panther. The Pack over here to deal with the Sherman quick. We get rid of it. That'd be great. We can see their Skeletron, I think. Also realized if he rushes the tank over there, he could lose its suit. But no, the Cav Raven actually slightly blocks the Panther, meaning he might be able to get something to assist here. Yup, he might be able to save the Sherman here. Really awkward moment there for Kusanagi. Top of the infantry laws, obviously. Now the Panther seems more busy with the 5th Cavalry in the east. Pack 40 also wiped out. This is really turning sour here for Kusanagi in a matter of moments. Really turning sour. Isn't that right, Basil? Wrecking that Pack 40. Panther's almost done. Be a crew getting hard on work fixing up that Sherman. Mortifying the Rifleman. Panther 4 there slowly holding its massive hole there towards the west. 5th Cavalry sees for the Pioneers. I mean, that is a small win there for Kusanagi. Not going to help too much against all the Shermans, but you know, it's better than nothing. 5th Cavalry's Lieutenant. Basil has calmed down. Now he's a more happy kitty. There you go. Panther out for Kusanagi and the German army. Picks up the Panzer 4. 5th Cavalry as the Lieutenant. Panther was the Major. And he's being snapped here with the Sherman. Panther slowing the forward here for Kusanagi. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 Ausführung A or Model A. Major there about to get wiped out. They got 320-99. Panther going to go for the Shermans here, causing it to support it. Pioneers wiped out by an artillery strike here as Kusanagi is too preoccupied. Quite the kill here for Skeletron in some regards. Panther pushing forward, sneaking arm for there. Another Sherman away for Skeletron. Panther diving in. Oh dear, oh dear. It's exposing its sidearm. Well, rearming in a sense. There's no real sidearm coming to that. Of course, is coming to see. There you go. Great shots from the Sherman there. Got the Radionet bonus active, and they're just starting to blast away at the Panther. Incredible rate of fire. The Panther's already down to half health here. So bounces there. Bit of luck there for Kusanagi. 3rd shell on the way there for Skeletron. Basil bustling about. Germans rolling forwards here. Panther, of course, already heavy need repairs. Skeletron on the end, a bit short in infantry. Panther 4's almost fixed up. He's going to need more Pioneers. He's bringing them in. Thumbs up there to Kusanagi. Very good, really good. Pick for the car point here. There we go. Another Sherman ready. In fact, he's close to a 3rd one already. A 4th one ready. At which point, Kusanagi's Panther and Panther 4 will be significantly outnumbered. Sherman's already being fixed up here as well. There you go. Panther 4's almost fixed up here for Kusanagi. Yes, Basil.
Traps have cut our supply line. Frontline units are being hung out to dry.
Up for the Panther.
Let's give them hell, boys.
Calf pumping ground back by the 50 cal. We got 320 versus 158 here. And there you go, Skeletron with a 4th Sherman. All those fuel caches are really starting to pay off, aren't they? Oh, Panther is almost fixed up again. We've got the Shermans here going for the Panther 4, backed up Lieutenant with the bazooka. All one's set, probably them up northwards here. 5th cal up north here is going to be a lot of trouble here with the Shermans. Got the Panther wing and engaging. Good shot there, right for the front line of the Sherman. Sherman's trying to fire here, and one goes through, the other bounces off the Panther's armor. Another hit here from the Panther, close to veterans 1. 4th Sherman almost done. Panther shoots, misses. Got the Sherman 40 for Skeletron. Panther fixed up. Panther 4 setting out there. Linking up with the Panther. Bit short on the mission, but you could get off like a combined arms push with all 4 Shermans. That could spell big problems for the tanks. But obviously 4 761 Shermans versus a Panther and a Panther 4 are already big problems for Kusanagi, truth be told. Particularly with the Radionet bonuses, they already got like a fair amount of firepower. That said, they're sort of being pushed into corner here. Kusanagi, though, rather than, I think, take advantage of this, is going to set focus here, and this could allow the other Shermans to flank up behind. Now he's charging in. He's going pretty hard here against Kusanagi. Shot bounce from the Panther 4, and a mine goes off onto the Panther's armor. Telemine, Kusanagi laid down, and there we go. Huge blow to Kusanagi. And now it's just 1 Panther 4 versus 4 Shermans. That is pretty much not good for Kusanagi. That could very well be GG here. As Skeletron here, and the armored sledgehammer of the United States of America just comes smashing through the front into his base here. Panther 4, they hold back. Almost got the Panther 4 there. Pack 40 halfway down there for Kusanagi, but I fear it may just be too late here for Kusanagi. Again, there's a rampaging total 4 Shermans here. And they're absolutely wreaking havoc here on poor Kusanagi. In fact, I'm starting to suspect he's already abandoned the game here. Yup, I think he has actually left the game. We're just waiting for the game to go. Oh, wait, Kusanagi left. From someone kicks in the door to, like, his office in the headquarters going, "Where are you, Commandant?" Oh, Scheiße. I think he left Argentina. So there you go, the GG game over here, a fierce back and forth match here. In the end, I feel like, again, I mean, obviously part was just a bad luck with the Telemine, which also highlights be mindful of place your Telemines, but also good to place the war here and then when it's more ahead. But still, you know, I think the Panthers usually it's just not a great investment. You better off with more Panther Horsems and Stooks, honestly. But there's some other elements, and also just Skeletron, you know, just leveraging his early advantage for the fuel cache and then just churning out a lot of Shermans. That is definitely going to be tough to deal with. The only way this could have been worse has also been just, you know, some use of combined arms, maybe at the right time. So there you go, though. Well played for Skeletron. Hope you enjoyed this match. You'll learn something from it. If you did, you know, like, share, subscribe. Consider donating by PayPal. Links in the description. Or if you're in the market for pre-ordering communist fee, you can do something in the comments. Use the CoH2 fee there as it is written. And I get a 15% cut sale. I'll let you know. See you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.